Hello, good morning. Welcome in to another episode of Good Morning NASDAQ. We are live right here on the Clover Trading YouTube channel. You are with me, Dom. That is Huddie. Wave your hand nice and high for everyone to see. Wow, so beautiful. It is 8:54 a.m. We're running a little bit late this morning, but it is the 21st day of June, year of our Lord 2024, on this 4-day week. Huddy, what have you seen in the second half of this week so far that has piqued your interest or led you on a little bit to on what you need to adapt to the current market cycle right now in small cap land?
Honestly, there's been a ton of opportunity. So many different angles for opportunity in the past 4 or 5 days. I don't think there's a single day where I'm not at least in 3 or 4 stocks. Um, so I don't know. For me, it's just like keep pushing buttons when the setups appear, and when they're not there, just chill. And it's very obvious the days that are. I mean, at least for me and my strategies, it's very obvious the days that are just days off. That like the hardest part about this market is turning it off. Is saying, okay, my strategy isn't here. I'm not going to push a button on a subprime setup. I'm not going to just scratch that itch, and I'm going to probably walk away because I know it's not there, and I know if I sit here any longer, I'm going to start to do negative against my equity curve because I'm going to play with, again, subpar type of setups, just kind of forcing the issue because I'm here and I feel like it's my job. That is the biggest thing that will hurt everyone's curve when the market kind of like takes its breath, right? Which is, we've had some gappers recently. They faded off the whole day. That doesn't entice people to like want to come back the next day and start buying. So we might have a slow period. Might. I don't know. I can't predict. I don't predict. I don't try to. I'm just saying if it is slow and your setup isn't there, the best thing you can do is learn how to not take a trade in that moment. Because if you take trades on the qualifiable setups, and like I say, there's going to be another one around the corner any day now. And if you can just preserve your capital, stay at all-time highs, and then push when it's there and take necessary losses, you should be great.
Yes, much easier said than done. That is the battle with oneself when it comes to trading, is how to take less trades, how to do more with less. That has been the theme of the week. And
How
something
hard is it to say that sentence?
Huh?
How hard is it to say that sentence?
Which one?
More with less?
It's not. If you predetermine you're going to say it, it's easy.
Right.
Yeah, something I'm definitely still working on. I keep trying to force myself to. And I keep finding myself with 4 or 5 different tickers I've traded that day, and that's just not ideal because all it takes is one day for everything to go wrong, and then you're like, oh, what happened? So going into this morning, definitely looking to do more with less, be more particular, be more specific about the quality of the plays that I'm looking at. And if there's nothing, be okay with doing nothing. But we have 71 of you in here right now. Good morning, Mash for Fun. Esteban, Parker, Skeletor says boob in all different letters. Joseph,
Nice.
Angel, good morning. Good morning. Make sure to hit that thumbs up button. It's a little like indicator, and it just shows us that you appreciate us and our time that we're giving you this morning and all week. And then make sure you are subscribed right here to the channel as well. And yeah, that's it. Except for the fact that we have our virtual bootcamp, first one ever, tomorrow morning. So this time tomorrow, will be just about ready to present. Looking forward to that. Never really done a presentation in front of a computer like this. Like usually you stand up and you get into it and then you're throwing your arms around. But we'll be doing it from right here, our first ever virtual bootcamp. If you want access to that, it's something that interests you, and you want access to a bunch of 6- and 7-figure traders presentations, question answers. We'll have Jack Kellogg there, Gratani, Nate, Jordan O'Gwyn, me, Kyle, Huddy, as well as Randy Walker. Be a good time. Do presentation style Saturday, Sunday, as well as Q&A. What'd you say?
One of my good friends, like in real life, they were like, obviously 28 years old, 29 years old, like, the 9 to 5's not working out. And he's starting to ask me about trading and like how I can get into it and if he can just kind of watch me trade for a couple of days. And of course, like I'm always willing to do that. I don't care. And, he just can't figure out a way to actually bring himself over to my house and put in dedication, right? And be there for me and like make it convenient for me to just teach him, right? So he hasn't done that yet. It's been like a month and a half conversation so far. I sent him a text yesterday. I was like, hey, dude, by the way, like I was just thinking about it. We got a boot camp this weekend. I can't give you a discount because it's all of us doing it. but there's going to be six-figure traders, seven-figure traders, eight-figure traders there. It's a great introduction into what we do. You're going to see our patterns. You're going to see our data. You're going to see exactly into our minds as to how we, formulate patterns and strategies and treat the setups. And I'm like, dude, if you want to learn what I do, this is a great opportunity for you. And of course, his answer was like, I'm skiing with my dad. And I'm like, okay, great. Be broke. I don't care.
Yeah, great story. No, no, but boot camps really are great times to get your feet a little bit wetter than they are right now, to learn a little bit more specifically about what we do without joining Clover. We've had a ton of people who aren't part of Clover come in and out of the boot camps, and it's been an amazing experience. And I'm hoping this weekend is an amazing experience as well. But like I said, you have pretty much 24 hours to get in where you fit in, or you'll be too late. You'll have access to the recordings as well from Saturday through Monday's live trading session. And then, you won't have to hear about it anymore starting next week, because it will be done with this weekend. So clovertrain.io, link in the description if that's something you're interested in. Huddie, biggest gap for the day is spec. Beep boop, beep boop. Spec is a 7 million float, something I feel like we just recently must have seen, or they've recently reverse splitted. Huh. No news? Do you see any news today?
No. Again, I never really go over the news, don't really care about it. Although for Good Morning NASDAQ, it is good to talk about the news. So let me just check real quick if there is news on my platform. And literally nothing comes up. Oh, wait. It's a weird company. PR'd in the past. They're zero emissions, some sort of it's just a weird sector. It's not really related to anything. It's just carbon emissions. I don't know. I was reading their business and dilution tracker, but yeah, nothing too I've never seen really any news from this company when it gaps. Maybe it had a business combo at one point.
Okay. Pretty much can't really dilute, but they don't have any cash. They have negative 2.7 months and are low across the board when it comes to dilution. Take a look at the daily chart. You see a very key level here at 74 cents, which we are right around right now. Stock went on a little run a couple weeks ago from 30s to the 70s. I don't remember this run at all. Do you remember this?
Yeah, I mean, this ticker is just generally not really that in play. I mean, I remember each of these runs. So we have 4 or 5 runs since January 2024. And I've been involved in some of them. That's why I remember them. And what this ticker tends to do is okay, it has red days, right? We have a bunch of failure settings, but the range that it actually produces on a single day basis is generally not that big of range, except for that one day in April where it did manage to spike from 1 to 2. It wasn't even a gap up, really. Spiked from 1 to 2 and then gave it all back. So if I had to say that this candle, if I had to say what color is this candle going to close at the end of the day, I would probably say red, just based off the 4 previous attempts. But it does have a tendency to not be that volatile and wick. So I don't know. I just feel like this is going to be kind of a choppy mess, just based off what I'm seeing here.
Yeah. Like I said, 7 mil float. A lot of these candles are pretty intense. Volume already today. It looks like it's going to be all-time highs in terms of the last few runs that the stocks went on from early June, April, and then early in January. Resistance going to be that 74 area all the way up towards $2. Nothing really there for me on the long side. Already up 112%. I guess if there's a world where 70 to 74 is holding really, really well and we're pushing 100, 200 mil volume, maybe that's a breakout that interests me, considering that it looks like they can't really dilute or aren't diluting. But even then, Huddie would probably berate me for buying something right into resistance, which you do have previous, and it's not from a long time ago. It's just from earlier this year. And that's a pretty ugly candle that looks like a lot of people got bagged on. And the stock hasn't really, pushed over $1, really over 74 cents since then. So I do think this is a bag holdery chart. I do think it's going to struggle to continue its run and going to run into some trouble in the 1 to 2 range.
Yeah, and I kind of think of it like if you look at 1-5, January 5th and January 11th, this is kind of the same sequence that we're opening up with, right? We have like a red top, a couple days of consolidation, and then we gap up over those levels. It's kind of what we're doing right now. So there's a world where it's the same result where it kind of pushes through the breakout level, entices a bunch of people to like kind of chase it further, and then I don't know. There's no dilution, but some kind of selling force kicks in. Obviously, I mean, every single candle turns red. Again, not by a huge amount, so I can't really pinpoint what the selling is. Which again, like, is a knock against the short thesis. Like, I'd rather be able to give you reason as to why this thing fades, and if I can't, like, that's kind of a red flag for me. But I just imagine it's kind of ending the same way, where it's like, if you think 80 cents is the breakout level, up 100%, and then it just like kind of pushes into back holders and fails, and then you take a loss and then you never look at the stock ever again, like that might be a lot of people's experience today. Or it actually breaks out. I don't know, but it's not a chart that qualifies for me.
Yeah,
there's no like history
multiple
of
levels of
successful
resistance.
Huh?
Yeah, I don't love the buying it right into previous resistance from not that long ago.
Yeah, and there's no successful breakouts here, right? Like it's not necessarily a fresh chart, but it's a chart that's moved in the past, it's gapped up, it's had some volatility, it's had some volumes, and it's done nothing with it. So I don't expect today to be any different.
And we will find out here in the next couple hours on SPEC, because the market has to open sometime, right? And they got to trade it. They got to open it. We'll see what it does, though. Up 113% right now. AREB. Is this brand new? Out of nowhere? American Rebel?
America.
All right, sneeze.
This one spiked back in January too. Remember it? September? Is that what it was?
American Rebel Holdings, 5.92 million float. Footwear and accessories company. I guess I got the tickles in my nose. They signed a distribution agreement with Dakello Distributors for the state of Connecticut. They did earnings a day ago. And then I also see that they are a light beer company. Did I just say footwear and accessories? This is a weird company. Marketer of branded safes and personal security and self-defense products. Company also designs and produces branded apparel and accessories. They're doing everything, huh?
They definitely have a beer. They're super patriotic. We have there's no better way. There's no better time now to bring the people of Connecticut the very successful and rapidly growing American Rebel Light, America's patriotic, God-fearing, Constitution-loving, national anthem singing, stand your ground beer. What? Thank God they're working closely with Andy Ross.
It doesn't sound like a shoe company.
No, but they're very American.
All right, they're very American. AREB, let's see what's going on with their cash. They have negative 1.7 months of cash left. There is some warrants at 110.
Yeah.
Hey, 150.
That's a gross looking dilution tracker.
High across the board, offering ability is low. Let's take a look at the daily chart. What's the first thing you see on American Rebel?
I see a big run back in September that ended with horribleness. And I wonder if that's when this dilution kicked in, which it does look like September 2023 inducement warrants at 110 was just around that time. So it looks like they got a good run going back in September, maybe unlocked some dilution that they weren't previously able to do based off their 60-day highest close. And since they got, their stock price up, they were able to dilute. So maybe there is reason to believe that the same thing is going on. It even looks like they did it back in June a little bit as well. June, July. Which is June 2023 pipe warms. It looks like this stock kind of pumps and then does offerings, just based off its history.
Yeah, that's by far the biggest volume candle. Definitely top left to bottom right over the whole period of time that this stock has been on radar. That last one tops out at around 217 as resistance. You have some pops on light volume down here at the lows at the 38 to 46 cent area. Right now we are currently at all-time highs for 2024 for AREB. So we'll see. Volume's still pretty light. That news looks like it just came out and it just started to pop at 9 o'clock on the Dizot. So volume not even at 10 million yet, which for a 60-cent stock, not crazy, not super intense, not wild. So we'll see what kind of, over the next 20 minutes, if this garners a ton of attention or not, or just fades back off to where it came from, only up around 100% right now. But 60-cent stock, so really nothing to do for me here in terms of trading it. Don't really want to buy like a 46-cent breakout on the whole entire yearly chart. You got that massive resistance, a stock that clearly does not have a history of holding its gains. Yeah, just not really too impressed with the gappers this morning. They either say 100%, 90%, but not really interested in longing them. You saw MGOL yesterday, so definitely in people's minds that good gap and crap market right now. But when it comes to AREB and SPEC, probably leave those alone. Kind of buried in resistance, not big former runner charts, and be okay not participating in them. Any others you want to hit on from this list of less percent up on the day gappers?
There's Clover Health.
Clover Health, CLOV.
CLOV. Just the namesake shout out.
They're up on news that there is a virtual boot camp tomorrow. I'm looking through the dilution tracker.
Nice. That's good news.
Yeah, they want all of you guys there.
Okay, great.
Jeff asked, will the boot camp be recorded? Yes, it will all be recorded, so that way if you miss it, any part of it, like you step out for lunch, you step out for dinner, I don't know where you guys are at in the world, you got to do something else. So it will be, the whole thing will be recorded, so you'll have access to it on the Clover Trading website whenever you want to watch it or rewatch it or watch it for the first time if you missed it live in person. But clovertrading.io, link in the description if you want that. Joel says one-on-one trading with Huddie, bad move, ignoring that opportunity. He's talking about your friend. Someone, I don't know what news BKCGN's talking about, but they announced a purchase order and delivery of its advanced air core units to American Ag Energy. It was probably spec. Everyone didn't have news. Could be spec. Any questions? We got a couple minutes. Any tickers you want to hit on? Any words of wisdom you want to put out into the universe today, Huddie?
I think we already did that at the beginning.
You think?
I thought so. I don't want to dilute the words of wisdom. They have to be genuine.
Genuine, huh?
One time I was in Turkey and I was at the bazaar and the guy's like selling leather goods and he was like, "My friend, genuine fake. It's real fake." I go, "Wow, that's a sales pitch."
It's a good one.
I bought it.
You did. I know it. I knew you would.
Oh, it's real? It was a real fake.
Justin Kirk says QLGN. Someone else says minimum. Let's go to the chart here.
That could be cute.
I don't like it. They said
Yeah, I guess my question
breakout,
for
but
QLGM would be like, what's the catalyst? Like, why does it have like any kind of reason for this breakout to kind of work? It's really low volume. I just don't know if it's actually going to be there, if it's actually going to get the volume.
the last piece of news was that they're delisting.
That's not great. I mean, look, maybe a bankruptcy bounce play. I don't know, but this is probably not going to be it for me. The thing about longs is the fewer trades that you take, the probable better risk reward that you end up with. So you really want to be specific about why you're taking it. Chart, volume, catalyst is generally what you're looking at.
Yeah, when it comes to breakouts or longs, I really want to focus on where the volume is, where the eyes and attention are, and this is the first I'm hearing. Anytime I see a stock for the first time and someone puts breakout next to it, I'm already a little bit eerie because I feel like I missed like LRHC last week or this week, where some stuff does miss my desk sometimes, but yeah, not really interested here. It's not like it's a breakout level that was set from a spike, like it ran from 15 to 40, topped out, and then is doing this. It's just kind of sitting on its lows and has one volume day that's a red candle, and it's trying to break over it, but still not even doing that. So no interest there. MINM, I think, is another gapper someone else was talking about. I remember this one from, it must have been a gapper end of last year, but it has a little history of kind of popping, coming back down to support, going on a day or two run, coming back to support, and it's done that for a period of time now. Volume, really not impressive. Look how many times on good volume, 50 to 100 mil, that it's tried to kind of break through this 5 to 8 area and has been unable to do so. And here we are coming off the lows with very, very low volume, only 3.7 million right now. So don't have high hopes for MINM coming off its lows into resistance on a bag holder chart in which massive volume is needed to push it past those levels, I think. Someone asked, what do you think of NASDAQ news yesterday regarding Chinese IPOs? Was there news about them?
No idea.
Huh.
No idea. It's honestly, that's so outside of my realm of what I care about that no.
It would be interesting to know if they came down on them, if they loosened some requirements up, or
I hope I hope they came down on them. Those things are horrible things to exist in the U.S. stock market.
They are.
They're just really built to rid people of their money and benefit, whoever's running the scheme. And it's a horrible thing that they let go on. Hopefully they stop it. What does it mean that they've done something with Chinese IPOs? Is that the liquidation plays? Is that something like Baba? Like, real companies can IPO? I don't know. But how often am I really trying to trade China stocks? Like, not very often.
These days, a lot less.
Yeah, I reluctantly trade them when they're around.
Alrighty, well, that is 9/17 on this very funky week. It is Friday. Go get yourself some market. It's going to be rock and rolling here in 13 minutes. If you're interested at all in checking out the Clovers, but you don't want to sign up and talk to us every day, you just want to be around for a little bit and you want to see some guest speakers, this is the weekend to do so. You'll have till tomorrow to sign up. Virtual Bootcamp, link in the description. The last day you'll hear me talk about it, so I might as well talk about it. But I will be kicking off the bootcamp tomorrow, presenting first. So pay attention for that. CloverTrade.io. And we're going to head on over to the room right now, and we'll be live again. Actually, we won't be live Monday because we'll be still doing the bootcamp. So Tuesday morning will be the next Good Morning NASDAQ right here on YouTube. But we will be live trading on Monday. So, again, Virtual Bootcamp. If you want to access CloverTrade.io. Huddie, say goodbye.